Back live tonight, here in Focus, a group from the Umvoti local municipality in KwaZulu-Natal is accusing Mayor Philani Mavundla of corruption and mismanagement of funds. In a memorandum, they want to know why the mayor reduced the number of the EPWP workers from 20 to just over 9. The mayor says the march is an attempt to hurt the ABC and the ANC's leadership in the area. Mayor Mavundla is joining us now, and also to be joined by the convener of the march, Sibongiseni Shange. Mayor, good evening, and thank you very much for coming on and joining us tonight.
Good evening to you, Mdluli, as well as the listeners.
Tumagute, good evening, also joining us on the line. Good evening.
Good evening, Bob.
Angitale kuwe Tumagute and try and find out inkinga iyepi malana nemeya nale march eni plena for kusasa.
Ukusuthi somphakathi besikhala ngezinto umeya alokho ngenile zenzeka esizibona zingahambisani noma zingawuzusiza umphakathi. Besamse zonke lezo khalo esikhala ngazo njengomphakathi.
Asiqale lana kumeya uye wanichazela ukuthi ngani reduce inumber yabantu be-EPWP from 20 to 9.
Okunye kwako ngempela ebesicela okunye kwakade ku-memorandum yethu ukuthi sisuchazele ukuthi why reduce inamba yama-EPWP ngoba abantu bayafuna umsebenzi abasebenzi kodwa manje mesibona reduce inamba yake yama-EPWP kwasithusa kakhulu lokho akaze ke sachazeleka.
Eziphi ezinye inkinga enibhekane nazo? Ngiyabona inkinga yama-voucher inenye futhi.
Enye ukuxoshwa kwabasebenzi nje sibone sekuxoshwa abasebenzi amaningi sase sibuka ukuthi futhi kunokuthi ehlise inamba yabantu abangasebenzi eMvoti umeya futhi yena uya increase inamba yabantu abangasebenzi eMvoti. Sakubuka konke lokho ukuthi asangazi manje ukuthi kanti umeya uzosiza abantu noma uzobakhiphekisa more. Okunye kwenzeka ukuthi sukume sithi hayi somphakathi asiveze ilaka lethu noma unganesekwethu ubala nenqumo nje ayithathayo ukukhombisa ukuthi uyithatha yedwa ngoba mesibuza amakhansela ngokuhlukahlukana kwethu emawadini onke athi umeya. Manje sabona ukuthi asisukume somphakathi siqonde kuyena umeya sicela ukuthi sichazeleke lezi zinto lezi.
Manje inkulumo engathi wena Tumagute inkulumo engathi ihlohla impi nisho ukuthini manithi Mavundla kungabe ufuna ukususa impi yini eMvoti?
Lapho ke besikusho ngendlela ukuthi ngoba kunomsindo nje labantu abaxoshiwe bakhombisa unganeseki kunomsindo nje osokhona endaweni noma uMvoti wonkana nanokuthi futhi amakhansela kunamakhansela u9 akathe uyawaxosha. Sakubuka ke nalokho ngoba eMvoti enye yendawo yayinodlame ngesikhathi odlame sakubuka lokho noma nasikhathini esiphambilini kuye kwalimala amakhansela kwadutshulwa amakhansela obekumataniswa nepolitiki ukudutshulwa kwawo. Sakubuka nje uma kuqala izinto kanje esezisho ungahambi kahle noma ungahlaseki kwesimo eMvoti sabuka ukuthi ingakho sithi ke umeya ngabe umisela usuku impini eMvoti ngoba phela sengenzeka noma yini mase kuthiwa kuxoshwa abantu ngalendlela ngoba nayo noma silalela somphakathi awusizi izathu esiqinile noma ngicabanga ukuthi ngibisho kahle esiqinile esenza ukuthi engaze axoshwe amakhansela ayikhona indlela abangawashada ngawo mekuthi babonile ukuthi khona angakwenzi kahle kunokuthi bethi bayawaxosha.
Yeah. Kuthiwa nje amakhansela benga-attendi ama-meeting, absenteeism, part of the reason those 9 councillors exoshwa i-ethics committee.
Ilokho ke thina somphakathi esikubuke ngendlela ukuthi mhlambe kunezinye inhloso ngoba sicabanga ukuthi khona indlela mhlawumbe bebengenza ngayo umeya nesigungu sakhe ke noma nekomiti lelo unokuthi ekuthiwa yaxoshwa maningi kakhulu futhi amakhansela bekuthiwa yaxoshwa nje onke. Sikubuke thina njengomphakathi kuyinto engasesilidele ekuthenini ube nokungalawuleki kwesimo emvoti.
All right, asizwe le umeya uthini. Mayor, Sibongiseni Shange there saying he's representing members of the community who are raising a number of issues which I'm sure you'll be able to address. First and foremost, why do you believe this is a rented crowd of community dwellers?
Well, let's start right from the word go. First of all, it's a pathological lies of the IFP that the whole march was for the community. It is not. The march was a march by Inkatha Freedom Party, which was led by Ubaba Ungane Shange, that is here, who used to be a member of the APC, who got expelled because he was refusing to pay the party levies. That's why he was fired from APC. Now he has gone and joined the IFP. Now the IFP has given him a demand. They've requested that Shange need to bring 500 members into IFP so he can be recognized. Now in order for him to do that, he's starting now inciting the communities to have a fight against the newly elected leadership of Umvoti. Mdluli, we only been elected on the 21st of June. We are not even 100 days in office. Now, since the 21st of June, we've met Neinduna Namakosi, we've met with all ward committees, we've met with the ratepayers. We must have met, I think, over 10 times with the leadership of the IFP. We've met entweni that I call Isbasamatot. Out of all these consultations, nobody has raised a single complaint out of the 18 that Tutumagute have raised. Secondly, the reason we're saying this is a rent a crowd. Last week, Saturday, there was a meeting at King Edward Park in Greytown where the IFP leadership, including Shange, was there to discuss their strategy during the march that was to be held on Tuesday. On Sunday evening, the entire former executive leadership of Umvoti, they were at the Greytown hostel planning the march. We've got the WhatsApp group discussions that has been going on that has the former mayor, the former speaker, and the people who used to be members of APC that are on that WhatsApp group. And we've got the entire discussion that they were having. Ubaba Shange is fully aware of this because between himself and our speaker, Comrade Masondo, yesterday this was brought to Shange's attention, and he was even given the screenshot of the discussions that they were having. So basically, I want us to pass the notion that this was a community march. It was not a community march. It is a party that is coming with the Bantustan tendencies to think they can use that in a democratic South Africa. That's why in that march they were carrying Nobkorikiris, they were carrying sticks, they were busy making noise the whole town and swearing me, calling me under my mother's, whatever you want to call it, because we are on
let's then talk about these issues that are being raised and whether or not there is substance to them. Did you reduce the number from 20 to 9?
I like that. Let's do that. Let's start with the first one.
Yeah.
The first one, they want to know why I have reduced the expanded public works workers from 20 to a number of 9. Now, Mdluli, if you have a calculator next to you, the expanded public works gets the money from the National Public Works Department. This current financial year, we've received 2.9 million rand. Even if you want to round it up, you can round it up. Take that 3 million, divide it over 14 wards. It will give you 200 and something thousand per ward. And then take that, divide it over 12 months. It will give you something else. And then divide it by 2,400 rand that they're getting paid. That will be rounded up to about 7 people per ward. Now, Shange is fighting, saying we've reduced people from 20 to 9. It shouldn't even be 9, it should be 7.
So how did the IFP, before we move there, manage to keep the 20 with those kinds of numbers?
We're going there. The last financial year, the Department of Public Works allocated, and this Mdluli is gazetted, even yourself you can pick it up. The National Public Works gave Umvoti Municipality not 2.9 million, 2.7 million rand. Because the councillors are careless people, they go and promise jobs for votes. They employed people that costed the ratepayers of Umvoti 14.5 million rand, when they knew their allocation was only a merely 2.7 million rand. The mayor alone brought 60 of his own personal allocation of the people to be employed. And then the other councillors demanded, even Ushange that's sitting there, he was not a councillor in vote. He had his own allocation of 20 people coming from his own wards. So basically, because it's been jobs for pals, people bring whomever they want to bring. As a result, the service delivery suffered. Now, Mdluli, I'm talking about numbers that are down. The EPWP allocation is gazetted, it's not Mavundla's money. Yeah. Now, because Oshange, they cannot calculate, they turn around, they think that 20 was something that they're entitled for, and they go and tell the people that there should be 20 of them employed, when really the truth, the numbers tell us it can only be to 7. It can't be more. That is the reality. That is the first.
We can't get to all of them, but let's talk about these two. The support that you seemingly have taken away to bereaved families of vouchers and the assistance around the TLB. Did that support get cut off?
Again, in South Africa, we have laws. That's why if somebody gets whatever, people, they start going the street and make the noise they want, like Kushange is doing. Let's come to that one. The municipality has something that we call pop-up burial policy. There is no other policy. The municipality has functions. They are all service delivery related. We don't deal with burying people. But what has happened? The people who cannot read the laws in this country, they are entrusted to run our municipalities. That's why the municipalities are where they are. So because they need votes more than service delivery, what they do, anyone that dies, they go, they dig the grave, they give them money, they buy them boxes. Now we come in, we ask a question. What is the source of this funding? Nobody can give us an answer. Now, I've answered the issue in terms of the policy that we've got, a proper burial policy which has its own way of burying people, not to give people money. Let's come to a TLB. During the COVID-19, we had the regulations that were saying we needed to have a social distancing and so on and so on. It was making sense for the municipality to give a TLB free to people because we couldn't have so many people digging the graves. That is how the TLP started assisting people. Now, the Umvoti municipality only has Mdluli 1 TLP. Now, if somebody dies in Ward 1, and it happened to be another person that needs to be buried in Ward 14 or in Ward 6, just between Ward 1 and Ward 6 alone, you easily talking 120 kilometers. A TLP cannot drive more than 20 kilometers an hour. Otherwise, you must hire a loped that will cost you arm and a leg to get it from point 1A to point B. But because Oshange, there are this kind of people there, they don't understand that logic. So basically, as a municipality, we are not in business of burying people. If this means APC is not going to get vote, let it be.
Right, still back with you, Mayor of Umvoti Local Municipality, returning Mayor, quite honestly, as well as the convener of the march, Sibongiseni Shange, and raising issues there of no support and certainly ending jobs of the members of the community. Dumagute, just respond to those issues. Firstly, your departure from ABC and joining IFP and the demand for 500 members, saying all these issues that you are certainly raising. Zimayelana nokuthi kufuneka abantu abawu 500 wahamba ku ABC mawujoin IFP bathi wena beluse namalungu angu 500. So yonke le misebenzi okhuluma ngayo, wonke lo TLB okhuluma ngawo, zonke nje izinto ozidemandayo ingoba ufuna ukuthenga labo bantu labo ukuthi babe i-constituency yakho.
Angibonge Baba Mdluli. Cha umhlonishwa ngiyaxoxa nje ukuthi cha usenjenithiyo uma ngabe thena kungangenani labantu efuna ngifike nalo noma le member ku-IFP. Imashi oqala ngicela ukusho ukuthi yayingahlangene ne-IFP, mina ngi-IFP yebo iqiniso lelo, kodwa kukhona amalungu e-NFP lapha, kukhona amalungu e-ANC kanjalo ne-ABC. Kodwa ngifuna ukucacisa kuqala le yokuthi bengiyi-ABC. Iqiniso lelo ukuthi ngixoxe ku-ABC ngoba bethi angifuni ukukhokha imali ekhokhwayo eqenjini. Ngibona ukuthi umhlonishwa ujwayele ukwenza izinto ezingekho emthethweni. Ngoba ngihambiswe mina ku-ABC ngoba umhlonishwa njengopresident weqembu ethi amakhansela awakhokhe u-75% eholweni lawo, kusho azobanjela u-75% eholweni lawo. Ngazama kakhulu ukubonisa uMavundla njengopresident ukuthi akukho emthethweni ukuthi ungathatha u-75% woholo lomuntu noma ngathiwa umuphi usebenza kanjani, kodwa u-75% akukho emthethweni. Kangangokuthi kwaqhubeka-ke kwazi usagusha lapha kwazi kwabo ukuthi kwehlela ku-50. Ngaqhubeka mina ukuthi cha ngeke ngize ngikwazi ukukhokha ngoba akukho emthethweni lokho. Naleyo mali ithe noma sikhokha ngayibona ukuthi ingakhombisi ukuthi isebenza kanjani. Kangangokuthi ngaze ngashiya-ke u-ABC noma ngaze ngaxoshwa ku-ABC, kodwa nje ayikho into engayihambela ukuthi ukuxhashazwa abantu ngoba ngakubuka njengokuxhashazwa mina ukuthi kuthatha imali ukuthi kuthatha imali engaka yomuntu.
Asikhulume ngaleyo isho ukuthi wena lo mhlangano uhlangene ne-IFP uwabonile yini lama WhatsApp messages, ama-screenshot bakuthumela?
Uspeak ubephethe nje okusuthi uthole uthile wamnika ama-WhatsApp elokhuzana egroup enye igroup ye-branch ye-IFP yayikhuluma ngemashi. Vele babezokhuluma-ke ngoba bawumphakathi ekugcineni, amalunga eqembu noma liphi aqalelwe umphakathi before babalungu eqembu lelo.
So awukuvumi ukuthi le march bekuyi-IFP yodwa, uthi yebo leyo group bekuyamalunga we-IFP beyixoxela wona ngemarch?
Yes. Ayixoxe ngemarch nawo, kodwa eceleni nje wodwa akaze engekho. Babekhona sihlela abanye be-IFP, abanye futhi be-ANC babekhona futhi sihleli mathi nhlanganisa sixoxe sokwenza kanjani, babekhona. Angiphikisani nalokho. Ngiqhubeke Baba Mdluli, ngiyakulo bengicabanga ukuthi ububuza kona ukuthi ufuna kucaca ukuthi kube khona lokureducer ama-EPWP e-9. Impela futhi ngicela ukusho ukuthi ngalesikhathi senza i-IFP yenza labo 20 ngangikhona mina, ngangihlala kwi-caucus ngoba ngangihlala instruction zeqembu ngangise-ABC. Sasikwenza kwakwenziwe yona i-ABC ne-IFP yenza o-20 lapha, ngangikhona. Angifuni ukuthi kubukwa ngathi kwayenziwe i-IFP yodwa, kwawenziwe i-ABC ne-IFP ngoba ngaleso sikhathi kwakuyi-collegium yayiphakathi kwe-IFP yes.
Duma kude isikhathi sixoshwe nje asibambe sishiye lapho kwamanje.
Angiphinde nje ngixhume ngithinte lapha kulento yamabhokisi ne-TLB. Umhlonishwa ngiyamuzwa impela uyasho. Ngibuza ukuthi umhlonishwa kusuka ngo-2006 ngoba lama voucher lawa ekhona ngaleso sikhathi ngangikhansela nami eMvoti. Lama voucher lawa okunikeza abantu abahluphekile nebeshonelwe asuka ngo-2006. Sonke lesikhathi ngabe kuthiwa kwakuphula umthetho na.
All right. Mayor, let's wrap it up. Unfortunately, I am really pressed for time. But in essence, is this march and is this uprising going to affect service delivery? And there are threats, it seems, of people saying there might even be violence here if these jobs are cut and so on and so forth.
Mdluli, looking at how the IFP came to attack Umkhandu carrying Induku, they had no carries and everything else, it tells you they want to go back to their old ways of wanting to do things, just to smash everything. We saw them closing the gates or together district when they were about to lose power. Secondly, no, there's not going to be any violence in Umvoti because we are not interested. You know, we don't want to fight. We want the service delivery. And ourselves as a leadership, that's what we're going to do. The fact that, although we're out of time, that the entire 8 IFP councillors as well as 1 APC councillor, they are being expelled in vote, is because they miss 4 consecutive meetings. How can you take these people serious? How do they work for their own conscience? They even ran away when they were supposed to be attending a meeting that was supposed to be discussing the budget, the one that paid their very same salaries. Lastly, the fact that 20 people were being brought by each ward councillor into Umvoti, it doesn't make it legally. Even if the APC was part of it, it doesn't make it legally. It was illegal. That's why they use 14.5 million on top of 2.7 million rand that was allocated to them. It is a wasteful.
All right. Molas, I don't know what happened there. We seem to have lost your sound, but let's leave it there. Got your point. Much appreciated. Dumagut, Molas, much appreciated. Thank you. What are your thoughts to that conversation? 072-702-1702. We'll come back to that in a moment.